Unit 3 Review, Problem 4. The principal at Tahoe Elementary School randomly selected 3 of the school's 12 classes of students to participate in an opinion poll. All of the children in each of the 3 randomly selected classes were asked the question, "What is your favorite fruit to eat?" The following results were obtained. Use the results of this opinion poll to estimate, with 95% confidence, the actual percentage of children attending Tahoe Elementary School whose favorite fruit to eat is grapes. Express the estimate both symbolically and verbally. So the problem clearly asks us to estimate with 95% confidence. So we'll conduct a confidence interval to make this estimation. And since we're making an estimate for the children attending Tahoe Elementary School, this is just one population of students. And what we're estimating is the actual percentage. Percentages are proportions. So we'll be constructing a confidence interval estimate for one population proportion. We could look to these steps here as a guide to help us through this procedure. The first step in any confidence interval estimate is to select the level of confidence. The customary is a 1 minus alpha 0.95, or 95% confidence. We always use this level unless the problem states something different. But here the problem asks us to estimate with 95% confidence, so we'll be using the customary 0.95 confidence level. Next, we can use the one-prop-zient command on the TI-8384 calculator to help us calculate the confidence interval. To get to this command, we press Stat, arrow over to Tests, and then arrow down till we find the one-prop-zient command and press Enter. Now, on that screen, you'll be prompted for the X and the N. In a proportion, X is the numerator, the how many, what the problem's about, and N is the denominator, or the total sample size. In this case, X, what the problem's about, is we're trying to estimate the percentage of children whose favorite fruit to eat is grapes. So X would be a count or a frequency of the number of students who selected grapes as their favorite fruit to eat. Since this number isn't given to us, we need to find it ourselves. So we look to the data and we find X by counting all the ones who selected grapes. So if we count all the students who selected grapes in this sample, we'll see that the X equals 14 of the students identified grapes as their favorite fruit to eat. To get in the total sample size, we have to count the total number of students who were asked this question and gave a response. And when we count all of the different fruits from all the student responses, we find that the N, total sample size, was 58 students. So this opinion poll questioned a total of N equals 58 randomly selected Tahoe Elementary School students, of which X equals 14 identified grapes as their favorite fruit to eat. So now with the one-prop-zient command selected, we can enter these values into the calculator. X equals 14, which we counted ourselves, the number of grapes. So we enter in 14 for X, enter. And N, the total sample size, was 58. So we enter in 58 for N, press enter. And C dash level, short for confidence level, is the customary 95%. Or as we enter it into the decimal calculator, 0.95. Now with the cursor blinking on calculate, we press enter. And the confidence interval is displayed on the screen. So we are asked to express the answer both symbolically and verbally. So starting with the symbolic answer. Since we're estimating the population proportion P, we use the symbol P in the middle of our interval, surrounded by the less than signs to indicate that this proportion is between the lower limit, which the calculator gives, The calculator, the decimal machine, gives the decimal answer 0.13125. But the question asks us to estimate the percentage of students. So to turn the decimal into percent, we multiply by 100 or move the decimal 2 places to the right, and we'd get 13.125%. And you could use that in your answer. Or if you round off, remember we need to carry that at least one extra decimal place for the minimized round off error. So we could look at this as 13.1, and the next decimal place is a 2, which is under halfway, less than 5. So we just leave it as 13.1% for the lower end of the interval. The upper end of the interval, the calculator gives the decimal answer of 0.35151, but the question asks for the percentage of students that preferred grapes. So we convert this decimal to percent by multiplying by 100, which moves the decimal 2 to the right. And if we round off carrying that one extra decimal, we'd write the upper limit as 35.1, and the next decimal is a 5, which is 5 or more, so we'd round that 1 up to a 2. So the upper end of the estimate is 35.2%. So symbolically, our answer is 13.1% less than P less than 35.2%. And we now can give this answer verbally in written form in words of the problem. With 95% confidence, the actual percentage of children attending Tahoe Elementary School whose favorite fruit to eat is grapes is estimated to be between 13.1% and 35.2%.